Yo, what is good? Hope you're all doing well. So in today's video, back on the iPhone 12, and I'm on training match because I wanted to just test something. I played some Verdansk this morning and it's the same shit. Dropping frames, the resolution, and it just feels off. Like graphically something is not right with that map. So I come onto Rebirth Island straight away, everything, the resolution, I've got max settings on, I've even got the shadow quality on high. Everything just looks brilliant on this map. Like perfect. And just how smooth it actually feels on this map compared to the other map is actually insane. It's so responsive, and I notice the difference in just my ability to aim and can control my aim during a gunfight. It's night and day different. And interestingly enough, I've never played this map since the update, and I had reinstalled to do the update, so there is no stored data on this map at all. First match on 60 FPS, I can't tell that there was a single frame drop at all. Didn't see it visually, didn't feel it with my aim or anything. No input latency, just absolutely smooth perfection. So why is it that if I play on that same device, and another thing to add, there's zero heat. My device didn't even feel warm. Not at all, playing this map while streaming data. So why is it when I play Verdansk on the same mode, on the same phone, sorry, am I dropping frames? Does it feel like crap? And does it feel like I've got really bad input latency to the point that it's hard to control guns in gunfights? Or you'll just simply drop frames that badly that you just feel like you're running slow and it just feels horrible. So in Season 4 it gave us the option to download the assets. Ever since then I've had issues with Verdansk on this phone. I used to be able to run on the iPhone 12 60 FPS on any setting, on any map, on any mode. And it seems like since Season 4 I've just had issues with Verdansk particularly. And I just find that insane. We downloaded assets to improve the performance, yet it's got worse. And to highlight that, when I first installed this game and I started playing on Verdansk, it didn't matter if I was using the lowest minimum settings across the board or the maximum. I was struggling to hit 40 FPS, yet I come onto this game mode and I hit 60 FPS straight away. And I've not streamed any data. That does not make any sense to me. Now, I've played probably 20-30 games on Verdansk, and I've had a little bit of frame rate improvement, but the stability of those frames is the issue. It's not the frame rate in itself. Like, I've had a 54 FPS game, but it still felt like shit because their frames are so inconsistent, and that messes with your input latency. And I hate to bang on about these things, but there is a clear issue with the Verdansk mode, the way that the assets are rendering. And I've had it this morning on the iPhone 12, enemies not rendering, and they did in all the previous 20 matches. So there's clearly something fundamentally wrong. I don't know if it's the higher ping that you get when you play Verdansk mode, because like I say, I'm generally put into lobbies on 40-50 ms, even though my connection to the COD server is 17 ms when I start searching for a match. So I can tell you 100% it's not my connection. I'm sitting 2 meters away, probably even 1.5 meters away from my router. I test my speeds before I do these games. I was pulling 750 megabits a second and 108 upload. I have 100% not got a connection issue when I play Verdansk or whatever game mode I play. So I know that it's either a streaming asset problem or a total rendering problem, and that problem has been prevalent since we downloaded assets. And there has been updates where they've had just clear bugs with it and everyone was affected and they've had to fix it. There's been updates where the streaming of the data was constantly deleting and that was affecting performance. That's no longer the case, but I've still got performance issues on Verdansk mode. It makes no sense to me at all. Literally 0 sense. Like, I'll play matches on Verdansk and the graphics and render resolution looks so unsettled that it's hard to actually see. When I record, it will look fine, but when you're actually playing, it's like a totally different thing, and I just can't pinpoint what the issue is with that. Is it the higher player count, lower server quality on the big map? I don't know. but I know it's not my connection. I know it's not my phone. And those people that tell me to get a cooler, I don't need a cooler. This is evidence that I don't need a cooler. I'm hitting 60 FPS. I didn't get a single frame drop. There was no heat in my device. Yet if I go play Verdansk, there's heat in the device and frame drops, and it's not CPU throttling. So it makes zero sense. There's an issue with the Verdansk map for certain devices, for certain players. You might have a perfect experience, but that's not the case for a lot of players, and that is due to another thing that highlights that is the lack of player count. Like, they're losing players at an alarming rate, and people are just giving up with the whole thing, because the whole life cycle of this game has just been a constant back and forth of trying to get a game stable, and it seems like for a lot of us it gets worse. Like, I used to run this game near enough perfect. I've got videos 2 months ago saying, oh my god, this game's amazing, yet on that same device 2 months later I'm saying, oh my god, this game's running like shit and it's pretty much unplayable, it's unbearable. And it's just like, it makes zero sense. I can play one map that I don't have any data stored and I'll get a perfect performance. I can play on a different map that I have like 2 gigabytes of stored data, and I've streamed on that map, just that map. So I've streamed another 2 gigabytes on Verdansk, and it runs like shit. It does not make any sense at all. But like I say, I really don't understand it. But I'm going to wrap it up there. Peace out, much love, catch you in the next one.